giant metropolis of Tokyo is the heart of Japan's political and economic worlds and is home for some 12 million people. The city begins to awaken from its slumber, and a busy new day begins. With more than 115 million people in Japan, and most of them crowded into the nation's principal cities, the housing problem continues to pose a major headache for government and citizen alike. For relief, many city dwellers have moved out into neighboring residential areas, and commuting an hour or more from home to office is now a daily routine. Hideo Suzuki is one of these long-distance commuters. The Suzukis built this home in the suburbs of Tokyo a number of years ago. Like other families in all parts of Japan, they borrowed the necessary funds to purchase the land and build the house, with repayments extending well into the future. Reiko, wife and mother of the family, planned the kitchen and the layout of the living and dining rooms. These are her domains. For Hideo Suzuki, this house, no matter how small it may be, is his very own home for him and his family. Hideo is employed as sales manager for a textile exporting firm in downtown Tokyo, and this often means working late into the evening. He thus makes it a firm rule to always have breakfast together with his family. Ichiro, the son, is in his third year at upper secondary school. This is a difficult time for him as he faces taking university entrance exams later in the year. Daughter Eriko is a second-year student in lower secondary school. She is much involved in her school's club activities. The Suzukis have been married now for 20 years. With 2 teenage children and owning their own home, they can be said to represent the average middle-class household of Japan today. Reiko sees her family off on their respective ways, with a silent prayer that all goes well today, as always. The Suzuki home is in a new residential district, 1-hour commuting time from Hideo's Tokyo office. Tokyo can be described as a gigantic sea of flowing humanity. The city's daytime population swells by an influx of some 3 million people, all of whom rush away by evening. At home, Reiko begins her daily routine. The laundryman arrives. In most of the country, he calls upon his customers 2 times a week. The postman makes his morning delivery. Almost all Japanese homes are now linked by telephone, with the result that personal letters are few and far between. The postman handles mostly notices of payments due or receipts of payments made. These are usually automatically paid through one's bank account. And then there is direct mail advertising, a technique especially useful in a consumer society. Hideo's textile company is located in the center of the city's business district. As sales manager, he is in charge of the promotion of new products in particular. His is a middle managerial position, and in Japan, this is of primary importance to the functioning of the company. All patterns for new designs are processed through the computer. This has helped to rationalize production costs and speed up the actual production process. A staff meeting to go over arrangements involving costs and sales volumes for their export goods. Hideo's greatest concern at all times is guiding the development of each new product, as success or failure directly affects the financial fortunes of his company. On this particular day, he meets with a group of foreign buyers and arranges a display of the company's latest designs. The lunch hour brings a welcome change away from the tensions of office routines and responsibilities. Noontime finds the fashionable Ginza district of Tokyo crowded with strollers, many enjoying the pleasures of window shopping. Hideo takes advantage of his lunchtime break to visit a well-known art gallery. He has heard of its exhibition of paintings by a famous Western artist. He feels the time used in viewing these works is time well spent. It adds to his knowledge of design and color composition, all valuable aids to his work. Reiko is able to finish her household tasks by noontime, thanks to the many electrical appliances now readily available in most Japanese homes. She holds a teacher's certificate on the art of ikebana, or flower arrangement, and uses her free time to teach the fundamentals to her niece. Yoshiko is of marriageable age, and skill in the art of ikebana is a necessary accomplishment for a bride-to-be. The beauty of an ikebana arrangement is found in the expression it gives through flowers to the Japanese aesthetic sense. And it is this particular spirit of the living flower that Reiko hopes to teach to her niece. After the lesson, a cup of tea and some good old-fashioned talk. Reiko wants to open her own ikebana studio now that the children are growing up. Compulsory education in Japan covers 9 years. That is, 6 years of elementary school and 3 years of lower secondary school. English is a required subject in these latter 3 years.
Miss Holly has a pen friend in England. Her name is Lily. Lily is good.
Club activities form a vital part of the educational process in broadening the mind and spirit of these growing youngsters. Eriko is an enthusiastic member of the tennis club. Today, most lower school graduates move on to upper secondary schools for 3 more years. Ichiro and his classmates face the grueling prospect of university entrance exams in the coming February and March. This means months of hard study ahead. Up through their second year, most students devote much of their time and energy to sports and other club activities at school. In their third year, it is studies alone that dominate their lives. The supermarket can be found in almost all cities and towns throughout the country. Reiko takes the early afternoon hours for shopping. The housewife's primary concern today is the price of goods. While commodity prices are relatively steady at present, there is a persistent trend for food costs to account for an increasing portion of the household budget. Reiko unexpectedly meets an old friend at the market. This older neighbor of hers has been a friend ever since the Suzukis moved into the new community. She and her husband now live alone in the family home. The daughter recently married and moved away, and her son and wife, who were living with them, have built their own home. Japan's traditional family system of many generations living together is breaking down, and the core, or nuclear family, is taking its place. At the same time, Japan is rapidly becoming an aging society, and this is leading to various social problems that must be solved. Dinner time at the Suzukis, but only for 3. Papa has called to say he'll be late again. Problems in a new product line must be solved. One of the more nutritious foods in the Japanese diet is tempura, and it's a favorite of the Suzuki youngsters. The style of cooking with oil arrived in Japan from Europe in the Edo period, or during the 17th century. The word tempura is said to be derived from the Portuguese word tempero, meaning good seasonings or condiments for cooking. There's a word in Japanese for the kids who sit glued to the television set, terebikko. The Suzukis worry that their own children could develop a passive attitude toward learning, to let others do the thinking. So they've set time limits for TV watching. Hey. Hideo spends some time studying up on his Go game. Reiko also attends to her homework, the family accounts, for another worry of the Suzukis is income. With the current recession, the family income has leveled off, if not dropped a little. There are the mortgage payments to meet, school expenses inch upward year by year, and something must be put aside for Ichiro's university tuition. While life is said to be more comfortable than ever, financial problems persist, and Hideo's pocket money, after all the household bills are paid, is looking smaller and smaller with each passing month. Reiko's biggest worry right now is Ichiro's university entrance exam. If only his report card in math were a little better, he could easily get into the science and engineering department of a famous school. His father refuses to be concerned. It's his son's responsibility, he says. Hideo's company follows the 5-day work week, so Saturday is for his own time. Most Japanese businessmen use their free time for such sports as baseball, tennis, or golf. For Hideo, he chooses to lose himself completely in the detachment of hook and line. In moving into a newly established suburban town, there's usually no one there to give continuity with the past. Almost everyone is new to each other, and the biggest drawback is a lack of a strong sense of belonging to the same community. The housewives of Suzuki's new town gather together on Saturdays to learn the fundamentals of fire and crime prevention. This is their first step toward creating a safe and secure living environment. Here, they are being taught how to use extinguishers in case of sudden fire. In the crowded living conditions of Japan's urban communities, any kind of fire in the home is a frightening and serious offense. Maintaining a clean and healthy environment is also a major concern of the community's housewives. Eriko has now reached that point in her teenage development when her parents must keep a watchful eye out for any untoward incidents or improper behavior. Cycling is one activity they encourage. She and her friends take their Saturday afternoon to cycle over to a nature park for children that has opened nearby. This offers not only fun, but an educational experience not found in urban areas. On her way home, she picks up some stalks of Suzuki grass for her mother. These are often used in an ikebana arrangement at this season of the year. Reiko has been studying needlepoint and embroidery and is teaching them to Eriko. She hopes this will also help to develop her daughter's artistic sense, a cultural refinement for adult living. The direct dial system now extends to all corners of Japan.
あ、おじさん？うん。お父さん？いるよ。うん、ちょっと待ってて。お父さん、高山のおじさんから。
A call comes in for Hideo from his hometown of Takayama. It is his older brother, suggesting they all come for a visit, as it's that time of year, to pay respects to the family graves. Mr. and Mrs. take a Sunday to go shopping in Tokyo for gifts to take along. From the time they were married until they moved into their present home, the Suzukis lived in a small apartment house in town, like these that can be seen from the expressway. It was air pollution and the lack of sunlight that finally made them decide to move into the suburbs, despite the distance. They enjoy a brief time together in the big city, reminding them of their younger days. Hideo's mother has a distinct liking for sweets, so they purchase some well-known Japanese cakes. Enjoying a cup of green tea, which matches so well the delicate flavor of Japanese cakes, was once a pastime reserved for the upper classes alone. Today, it belongs to everyone, and the Suzukis pause for some of this traditional refreshment. The mountain town where Hideo's mother lives is noted for its heavy snows and severe cold. They select a warm woolen vest as a special gift for his mother. Hideo's hometown of Takayama is reached by traveling on 2 express trains up into the mountainous highlands of central Japan. The town itself is located on a small plain of the region. Takayama is known variously as a mountain capital or as Little Kyoto, both terms reflecting its long history. It represents a combination of 2 cultural streams in Japanese history, one from the ancient capital of Kyoto and the other from the old city of Edo, which is now the national capital of Tokyo. Takayama is said to be the spiritual hometown of the Japanese people. Hideo Suzuki takes pride in having been born and raised here. A tour of Takayama is like passing through a time tunnel for Ichiro and Eriko. These great wooden houses, once homes for large farming families when many generations lived together under one roof, stand as reminders of an olden age. This is an experience they cannot have in their own hometown of Tokyo. The Gassho Zukuri, or praying hand style of architecture. These are the only examples of this unique form left in Japan. The Suzuki family is now headed by the older brother, Isamu, who maintains the family farming business and looks after their elderly mother. This visit home is more than just a chance to get away and relax for Hideo. He and Reiko see it as a chance to foster in their children a respect for their ancestors and an awareness of the traditions that have developed in the long course of Japanese history. The ancestral graves of the Suzuki family are located in a peaceful temple cemetery up in the surrounding mountains. The Suzukis follow the practices of the Buddhist faith. It's festival time in Takayama. The Takayama Festival is counted as one of the 3 great festivals of Japan. It originated some 300 years ago during the Edo period and has been handed down unchanged to the present day. Magnificent floats of brilliance and splendor represent the skills and spirit of the classic arts of that earlier age: carpentry, lacquering, weaving, metallurgy, and carving. The puppets of the Hotei float attract a great deal of attention. The puppetry techniques used here were brought over from old China and are considered to be the finest of the marionette art in Japan today. The procession to the temple to honor the gods. The classic lion dance to bring happiness and good fortune to the homes of the community. For many, festivals give expression to their belief that divine spirits form the backbone of Japanese spiritual life and flow throughout the fabric of their daily lives. But tomorrow, it's back to living in Tokyo. One aspect of Japanese life no longer seen in Tokyo or other cities is rice farming. Rice has been the staple food of the Japanese people for centuries. In a sense, it has been the very core of their existence. Parents of old taught their children never to waste a single grain of this precious gift from the land. To waste was to lose your eyesight, they warned. Hideo wants his children to understand and appreciate the meaning of this tradition. One of Hideo's subordinates has been assigned to an office abroad, and he invites the young man and his colleagues for a bon voyage dinner. The usual practice is to reserve a table or room at a popular restaurant in town, but he feels the atmosphere of a home party will be far more enjoyable. Sales manager Suzuki has the reputation in his office of taking good care of his workers. In fact, he places primary importance on maintaining harmonious personal relations among the members of his staff at all times. To his special guest, it's congratulations and good luck. The Suzuki family, like other families throughout the country, is enjoying a degree of material prosperity unthought of in the past and the benefits of a high level of cultural achievements. At the same time, one must ask if they are enjoying an equal degree of spiritual prosperity, without which there can be little personal or family happiness and satisfaction. It is to this task, to creating a better balance between their material and their spiritual lives, and between their personal and their community lives, that the Japanese family must address itself today in seeking the road to a more peaceful and harmonious tomorrow.